anything. All right, prayer is important, but if you're hoarding back or it's like, oh well, I give a few bucks here or there. Well, that's between you and God, right?
That absolutely is. We had a lady that's a client of Harvest House, and she came in. It's on our Facebook page, and she gave us $1, and she said she wanted to donate. And so, if that lady can donate her $1, I mean, that gift was so special to us, because she saw the need, and she wanted to. We did a Power of One campaign, I don't know, a couple of years ago, where
I remember
if
that.
everybody could just give $1, there's 55,000 residents in Burleson. If everybody gave $1, that's $55,000 to come together as a community. So every little bit counts. But if you're the big person that's got the money, come on, we'll take that too.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Come see Kelly. Kelly likes to talk to the
do you?
the big money givers.
You're the arm twister, huh? Is
yes,
that
I'm the arm twister. For sure.
She will knock on your door.
Yes. Yeah. Well, you have an event coming up on November 6th, right? 10 to 11:30. I forget. It's a pathway, I'll bet.
Yes. We'll let Kelly talk about that.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Well, we're going to put her on the spot.
Well, throw it up on the screen, Josh. I know we're still having Facebook problems, so hopefully people see it on YouTube.
Oh, there's Zach.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook, so I sent it to Josh.
Yeah,
Yes.
so Zach is incredible.
Yes, definitely.
Well, he also does the I Like Birds. I don't understand the reference there, but I'm sure if you listen to his podcast, you know what he's talking about. But he's going to be emceeing it over at Pathway from 10 to 11:30. Is there an admission price here?
No, the event is free to attend.
Okay.
I
know, but I'm
if you
throwing
put up
it out
the other
there.
slide, it has there you go. That one has the QR code.
We just need people to register so that we can feed them.
It's going to be an ask involved. I mean, that's common and expected.
Yes, there is.
Mm-hmm. Good. Well, I mean, no one expects y'all to say, have some lunch on us. No, that's the way it works. You go to these events like Next Step Scala and the BOF breakfast. Didn't cost to go, but, bring your wallet because we're going to ask you for a donation as is appropriate.
This year we're doing it a little bit different than we've done it before in the past. In the past, we've had just more of a presentation, but this year we've got an MC. We're going to have a demonstration where we're going to show what it takes to walk alongside a family for a year and the cost of that. And then we're going to, Zach and I are going to sit down and have a panel discussion. And we're going to kind of just go through some of the key things. We may talk a little bit about some of the same things that we've talked about today. We're going to share some client stories. And then Kelly's put together some incredible raffles.
Oh, did you? Okay, what's on there?
Tell us about some of your raffles.
So we have Dallas Stars tickets.
Ooh.
We have a signed hat from Kumar Rocker from the Rangers.
From the Rangers, yeah.
Yes.
Sure.
Of course, Railroaders tickets. We also have tickets to the Cincinnati game for TCU. And then we have a Kate Spade purse. Lots of good things.
Kate Spade purse.
And then a mini trip to Austin, kind of. It has a gift card for the Oasis on Lake Travis. And then 2 3-hour passes for zip lining on Lake Travis as well.
Good heavens. You set all that up yourself?
I did set all that up.
You call them up?
I believe that there's 31 packages altogether, so that's just a little bit of it.
She's a rock star when it comes to putting packages together. Kendra Scott donated a necklace.
Yes.
We've got a tour of Burleson, a restaurant package.
Ooh, I'd like that one myself.
So we actually have 4 gift card packages for local restaurants, whether they be in Burleson or Fort Worth. Blue Mesa is included in that.
That's a wonderful restaurant in Fort Worth. I haven't been there in a little while because I just go to Burleson. Thank you, Alex, if you're listening. But
yes, shop local, Alex.
Yeah. But Blue Mesa is a great place. I mean, it has a really good food. Yeah.
So our place gift cards are definitely in there for sure. And then we have Lone Star Bar, the Peach Cobbler Factory, all of those good things. So.
And when you call them up, I hope you get pretty good reception.
Of course, I typically go in person.
Oh well, there you go. No wonder. Okay, you go shake them down in person, and I need your kidney, please.
Yes.
You and Megan Swearinger have that in common. You're hard to say no to.
Well, thank you.
You know,
I'll remember that next time I come to you.
look at the time. You know, yeah.
We're asking you to up your donation, please, today.
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 All right. Shaking them down. All right. Well, speaking of which, though, I've said this many times when it comes to donations, you know, people feel like, well, I can't give $1,000. Well, that shouldn't stop you from giving $10 a month. Right. And, you know, and that's what y'all depend upon. That's what all your groups depend upon is the monthly donations.
The monthly donations. We'll talk about at the brunch. We're going to break down the costs of supporting a family every month. But the cost is $85 a month to support a family of 4 for a month, or $1,000 for the year. But that can be broken down into 5 or 6 different people giving $10 a month. We have a monthly donor, going back to that power of one, we have a monthly donor that's been giving for 2 years that gives us $1 a month.
Well, it's probably the widow's mites, as they say. I've used that analogy many, many times. But it's, you know, for some people, that dollar is probably more valuable than somebody who can drop 1,000.
Yep.
Now, you'll take 1,000, but, you know, it's the blessings that come from sacrificial giving is incalculable.
That's
if
right.
I could use that word.
That's right.
Incalculable. There you go. But I'm just saying it is, you know, I just don't want to give people the impression that they can give a lot, that they don't have to give any, or they can't give any. Because, you know, I'm sitting in that Next Step Gala, and there's some big money in that room. But I gave it what I could, a little bit. And I'm good with that.
That's right.
You know, and so...
and God will reward that.
Yeah, I think
And they're
so.
thankful for it.
I'm hoping so. You know, and the thing is, though, do you give with an eye that, okay, the way I look at it is this. If I give with an eye that God will bless me, I don't know how effective that is. I look at it as God has blessed me, therefore
you give.
Therefore I give. I mean, you know, I've had some people say, oh, I hope God blesses you. And I said, well, he already has. Therefore, that's why I'm here.
Amen. That's good. I like that.
That's the way you should look at it, because if you're looking at it as a transactional thing, well, you may not get what you want out of that deal, because your tires will still go flat, or you still have bills and all this other stuff.
It doesn't. It's not a ticket to a magical life where there's nothing goes wrong. And God knows our heart, so God knows the reason that you're giving, and you know, God has blessed us to be a blessing in everybody. But the brunch is going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be. Zach's going to do a little bit of comedy wise there, so we're going to bring a different mix and a different atmosphere than what we've done in the past. So again, it's complimentary. You do need to register, and there will be an ask at the end. So Ryan Anderson is going to be doing our ask at the end.
Ryan Anderson, First National Bank.
Yes.
I knew him when he was a student, and I know his father well, worked with him for 30 years. And he's a good community man, to say the least. Does a lot of stuff for the community. And he's going to have his Santa beard working by now.
Yes, I think he's going to talk about Santa. I think that's part of what he's going to talk about during that ask period.
You know, as far as Christmas, do you have something special, you said?
We do. We have our Holiday Friends program. Holiday Friends is one of the... So whenever Harvest House first started, when we were the Ministerial Alliance 40 years ago, Christmas was one of the things that was our original program. So last year we did 402 kids. We start with our core group of people that came for summer food. So we offer it to them first, and then we have a limited number of spots, and then we open it up to the community after those people have had the opportunity to register. And the reason for that is that the people that have come throughout the summer for food for their children, we want to give them first opportunity to be able to sign up for those gifts. We take referrals from the police department, from other ministries, from churches who say, hey, I've got this family. Absolutely, those people can sign up. What we do have it closed off to is the people that just come strictly for the Christmas, and we don't see them again throughout the year. Our goal is to support our local community, and those who are utilizing our services. And so, like I said, last year it was 402 kids that received 3+ gifts, donations from Toys for Tots. Toys for Tots supports us with that. And then the community does. We are so blessed by having those gifts from Toys for Tots, but that's not enough gifts.
No,
So
it's a lot, but it's not enough.
It's a lot,
really
but
is.
it's not enough. So new unwrapped gifts. If you have toys that you want to clean out your closet with, we'll take those, but we'll take those in the resale store.
Right.
As far as for the Christmas program, it needs to be new unwrapped gifts. And then for our older kids, they often get forgotten. So our teenagers, right, there's not really toys for them. So we collect gift cards from $25 to $50 for our older students to also be able to receive gifts.
Well, you know, the thing about the gifts, you're right about the older kids. They need to be appropriate. When I do the Toys for Tots thing, I don't want to buy what's a good way to put it? Military-related toys, all right? I'm not going to, because, I think the most aggressive thing I bought for Toys for Tots is a lightsaber,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, and, whacking kids around with one of those, that's part of growing up. But, we used to use the tubes from the paper towels my mom would give us and my sister and I, hit each other with them and that kind of thing. But you're right about the older kids. And I also stay away from electronic-related toys. I'm not going to give them a game, a video game, because they'd probably spend enough time in front of that already. They need to do something to get off their cans and do something.
Yeah, something that's when
we talk about teen years, like 15-year-old, 16-year-old. It's been 30 years since, 20 years. 20 years since I've had to buy for kids, because my kids are in their 30s. So what do kids want?
Well,
She had I got the answer.
You have the answer?
I do not have the answer. My son is grown, so it's been a while since I've actually bought for a teenage child as well.
You have a grown son.
I do have a grown son.
I did not know that. Okay, good for you. Mine's 33, and when he was growing up, it was easy to buy him when he's like 7. What do you want? Everything. So there you go. It was easy. And my daughter, same thing. Now
that's why we do the gift cards. So for 14 through 18, we do gift cards.
Mm-hmm.
And what we tell people is find for the kids that are various ages. If you don't have kids, if you're not familiar with kids once, find a kid and ask them, what do you want for Christmas this year? And obviously, if it's something that's outrageous, we ask that the gifts are, somewhere, but I wouldn't say buy a gift that's more than about $30 or $40. $10, $15 gifts are appropriate. And they're getting 2 or 3 of them, so that's appropriate. But just ask. You can, the Amazon has a great toy catalog that's all the great things that people are looking, and then you can find something that's in a certain category, and then find a cheaper version of that or something that would go with that. But all of the kids that are 14 to 18 get a gift card.
Well, that's good.
Because they're so hard to.
Well, and the thing about it is, not to get to politics again, but Christmas is going to be more expensive this year.
Oh,
because
tell me about it.
Well, because so many of these toys are made overseas, and the tariffs will impact it. But not just a natural inflation.
Did you hear that Toys R Us opened back up at location in Grapevine?
I heard that.
That's exciting.
That's I remember going to those places. I remember one time going. This shows how old I am. My son was 6 or 7. He wanted a Buzz Lightyear. That's when the first Toy Story movie came out, about 28 years ago, something like that. You couldn't find one of those if you walked into Toys R Us with a handgun. They were not to be had. And I remember you'd hear these rumors. Well, I think there's some over at this store, and you go over there, and it's a nut house. It's like that old. Schwarzenegger Christmas movie.
Yeah.
You seen that one?
Yes.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. And so...
back then it wasn't Amazon that you could just put it on there. You had to go physically find it somewhere.
And so, that the way I look at it is it's kind of fun to go to the toy stores again and buy for somebody, and knowing that some kid... I can't imagine a worse feeling than a kid waking up on Christmas morning with nothing, and then having to go to school. And what'd you get? And they either have to lie or be embarrassed.
That's the thing right there, is the going to the school and knowing that your peers got stuff. And I think that sometimes the older kids get forgotten, even though they are the most aware. If you, and not that 3, 4-year-olds shouldn't be getting Christmas. We take care of everybody. But the 3 and 4-year-old aren't really aware if they aren't getting Christmas. It's those middle schoolers. It's those teenagers that show up back at school and everyone's like, look at my new shoes. Look at this. Look at that. And they're just quiet, and they are aware that they didn't receive anything. They're aware of the stress that their family is feeling, and we desire that none of those kids are forgotten.
And also, as a father, I came to appreciate what my parents did and the sacrifices they made, because I never woke up without toys on Christmas, and we weren't destitute, but we weren't rich people either, and so. I know the sacrifice that people make. And I guess for a lot of people that don't have kids, this is a great opportunity. Don't have, young people to buy for. This is a great opportunity to kind of relive those days, right? Right? Yeah. I'm still trying to, you were the grown son. I can't believe it. No, you just, I just figured I was going to ask you, when do you graduate college? I mean, when do you get out of high school?
Are you trying to say that Kelly looks like she's a lot younger than me?
Is that what's happening there?
Let's talk about.
So my son is 23 years old. Definitely, he is definitely grown.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, mine, it's 33. My daughter's 30. And what they want for Christmas now is help us pay bills. Here's some money, and that's fine.
Grandkids? You have grandkids?
No, I have no grandkids.
Oh, no grandkids.
No. I don't know if there's none on the horizon. Will it ever happen? Well, that's in God's hands, not mine. But I don't have any grandkids to buy for. So that's kind of what the point is making.
Yeah.
Is that this is a good opportunity to buy for grandkids you don't even know, or something like that.
Absolutely. And you can always come and volunteer at the event, and you can actually see.
Oh, that'd be hard.
It'd be hard.
Emotionally, isn't it hard on y'all? I mean,
it is very hard, but there's also joy in it because some parents come without their kids so that they can pick put them under it. But some parents bring their kids and they get to pick the toy and to see the joy. It's worth all the emotion.
Tears, ladies?
Yeah.
It's very rewarding, for sure.
Yeah, are y'all criers?
I am. Kelly's
Sometimes.
not.
Sometimes.
I've never seen you cry in 5 years.
Well, like my wife would get teared up at that scene, and I probably get a little emotional as well. Because you just think, I really thinking, watching some family who's struggling do something for their kid, how can you not have emotion over that? And knowing that somebody somewhere had a piece of that, and they're going to be blessed without even knowing it. I always imagine that one day when we're walking the streets of glory, someone's going to walk up to me and say, because you gave a toy at Toys for Tots, I got a toy for Christmas. Now, I have no idea, maybe.
If that's how it works.
Yeah, I don't know. And that sounds very,
that's
hokey and corny, but you never know, right?
Yeah, absolutely. There's going to be people, especially people that donate and support all of our local nonprofits. There are going to be people's lives who have been impacted in the ripple effects of just those small choices.
Well, let's sum this up a little bit. I'm going to, we've been having some internet problems, and so Josh and Taylor and I are going to try to piece something together. So it'll be on my Facebook page, and you'll be able to share it. And it's going to be on the radio station. It maybe pieced together, but they'll get the important parts. In the community radio, it'll be on at 6 o'clock today and 1 o'clock tomorrow. So other people hear it. This will be on my page, the Facebook edition at least, on probably about 1 o'clock when I get home. Didn't take that long. But so you have other opportunities, guys, out there to hear it, even if it was this was all mangled up because of internet issues we've been having. Like I said, Satan had worked overtime. Don't want to get the message out, but y'all get the message out.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, you will. I mean...
and we appreciate you helping us get the message out.
It's a blessing on my part. I get the blessings, as far as, content. I used to want to talk about politics, but that's so unfulfilling. This is so much better. I mean, I'll talk next Monday about the constitutional amendments and whatever else, and maybe I'll get to the point and have an open date. I might rant and rave about something, but this has a lot more value, I think. A lot of people are kind of burned out on politics anyway. I know I am.
Yeah.
So I pay less attention to it now than I ever have. And this is my profession, right?
It's hard. And talk about emotionally draining. Politics are emotionally draining.
Yeah, it really is. And
then you wonder, do we really have... nobody get mad, but do we really make an impact? I mean, does our opinion really matter? And can we really do any kind of substantial change from...
that's a very legitimate question. Very
legitimate. Is it all staged? Is any of it real?
Well, yeah. There's a lot of posturing and posing and all. And people taking umbrage. And then when the cameras are off, okay, let's go get coffee. And that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And but so this is what I would tell my vast listening audience. This is what you should focus on. Local community. Now, local politics.
I was about to say the same thing. Yeah. Local politics around here, we have amazing elected officials.
Well, and they're coming up on election season.
Yeah.
And I feel very confident we are not going to go through what we did about 4 or 5 years ago because of the people that we have now. And I don't know anybody else that's going to run, but I think we've attracted some good quality candidates in the last couple of elections, win or lose. And I'll have them on in the spring. And all that. That's what I tell people now. Don't worry about what's going on in D.C. It's just a dog and pony show.
I agree.
A lot more dogs and a lot of show ponies, and but it is important who the mayor and the council is, and school boards are, and that kind of stuff like that. But as far as if you feel like out there, Vassilis, in the audience, that what you do doesn't make a difference, that's not true.
Thank you.
That's not true. And you say, well, $10 isn't going to go anywhere. $10 in God's hands is a lot of money.
That's right.
The
principle of multiplication.
That's
It's
right.
real and it's biblical.
It's biblical. And so if you're able to give, then please do so. And, like what I like about y'all and your peers is there's not a competition going on.
Absolutely not.
$10 given to Harvest House is not $10 not given somewhere else. I mean, y'all don't look at it like that.
Nope.
And that's great to have. My favorite show of the year is that one we do back in September at Gina's we did. Now, unfortunately, you were unavailable that day.
Yes. So my grandmother had an STEMI heart attack.
Ooh, is she okay now?
We're looking at a pacemaker.
Yeah. Well, she's probably close to my age, and we're getting there,
She's going to be 91 in December. So
Not close to your age.
That's pretty close, right?
Yeah, it's pretty close. Hey. Yeah, it is pretty close.
Sorry.
No,
Right.
I'm 63, so and
Mic
so
is muted.
no, the pieces are starting to show wear and tear. But there you go. Well, but a pacemaker. Okay, well that's good. But you had
Nikki.
somebody else.
You had Nikki.
Right. Okay.
yes.
Nikki. So Nikki was a volunteer for Harvest House, and she volunteered up front for a while, and then she volunteered during our Christmas program last year. And she said, "I'm going to stay until you guys hire me." And she stayed for a year as a volunteer, and then we were finally able to bring her on as a program coordinator.
Good.
And so she oversees all of our client-based programs. Kelly's community focused, Nikki's client focused, and they are just got a great team.
Here's Taylor. He's on. He's on. When you see that little symbol there, it's it's a YouTube comment. Okay. So Taylor says, "I'm doing a great job." Yes, sure am. Anyway,
What about us, Taylor? We're not doing a great job too? Man, there's a whole team here.
that's what I'm saying. Now, I'm privileged to be able to bring these kind of shows. I know you're very generous in your comments, but believe me, I get the benefit more than y'all might imagine. So there you go.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you to your listeners for listening to us and supporting us. We appreciate you. And your sponsors.
Yes, that was about to get to that point. I mean, the sponsors on the show have other alternatives to how to promote their businesses, but they choose this one because of this. Because when I talk to Otto, I talk to Jeff, talk to Al, John, Tiffany. I don't want to leave anybody out. This is one of the first things they talk about. All right, and so they talk about how they enjoy putting this on. What is now? Okay, Taylor says, "Hey, now he skipped the part making fun of his age. LOL. Everyone is doing awesome." Okay.
He says, "Oh, I'll read it, Taylor. Only 63? Question mark, exclamation point."
Well, that's what I feel when I wake up. Someone like, this can't be 63. I must be ready for, I'll be ready for Medicare in 2 years. And if you're good and ready for Medicare, I know somebody that you can talk to. They'll get you hooked up with Medicare. And that's a free plug to one of my B&I friends, Michelle McGee. That's a good thing about the show is get throw out the shout outs.
Yeah.
Well, y'all finish this off and about what we need to know, not just about the event, but Christmas too, and anything that's on your mind. Kelly, you go first because
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she's quiet over there.
So we
isn't
would
she?
love for
know.
everyone to join us at Pathway on November 6th from 10 to 11:30 a.m. for our annual harvest brunch. There's going to be a lot of great raffle packages, some good conversation, some impact stories, and definitely a lot of community leaders in that room.
Mm-hmm. And your turn.
I just want to say thank you to the community. I really do. It's been a tough year for everyone. And, at the end of the year, that is our biggest push for end of year giving. That's how we finish off the year. It's the busiest season for needs. And a lot of people forget about, supporting their local nonprofits. So don't forget about us during the holiday season. Make us a part of your Thanksgiving and Christmas plan. And just thank you for the continued support. Thank you, Brad, for letting us come on. We really appreciate it. And
Thank you.
We believe in your technical group that this is all going to be good and it's going to run smoothly.
Well,
They're going to be able to chop it up and make it all sound
we're going to make
good.
it. We're going to get this in one piece sooner or later. Taylor's going to be working on it, and Josh is going to be working on it, and we'll get something out there.
And the weather's beautiful, so get outside and do
It
some
is nice.
walking.
Yeah,
It's good for your mental health.
yeah, that's true. Also, Okay, what's on the schedule? Next Thursday, like I mentioned, 11, Jack Matson and his Marine group is going to be here talking Toys for Tots. Monday, I'll be talking about the constitutional amendments for the state amendment. We're right in the middle of an election. Yeah, very few people really know that. Have y'all voted yet? Yeah, right. I haven't voted yet.
I have not.
Well, I don't know anybody that has, frankly, because constitutional amendments, since there's no people on the ballot, most people don't even think about it. But it is important. And then next Tuesday, Jeff and I are going to talk about this election and about these amendments and how it will affect property rates, because there are a couple of amendments that deal with property taxes.
Is it going to be good for the homeowners or bad? Do you know yet?
Well, that one particular piece would one of them raises the homestead exemption $40,000. Okay, and then for people over 65, which I'm rapidly approaching, thank you, Taylor. It's going to go up to $200,000. Okay, so you can have a fairly substantial increase in homestead exemption, but as far as the reduction in taxes, it's only going to be about $40 a month. Okay, so we're not talking about a great windfall here for the average homeowner.
Mm-hmm.
The other side of the coin is there's 2 or 3 other amendments that have me more concerned because they will prohibit other ways of raising revenue for the state. And so basically it's like you're cutting off all these potential avenues of raising revenue. I'm not in favor of state income tax, but I want that at least to be an option if things go south in other areas.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same thing with, certain other restrictions on how the government can raise revenue. And it seems like we're putting more and more emphasis on fewer and fewer areas to raise revenue for the state. That's my concerns in a nutshell. So
I'll be looking forward to that.
yeah, there's also our state constitution's weird. Okay, they can't do, if it's not in there explicitly, they can't do it. So they have to amend the Constitution every 2 years. We've had this Constitution since 1876, and we've amended it nearly 600 times.
Wow.
And so, and a lot of these amendments don't apply to Texans as a whole. It'll apply to maybe a certain group or a certain region or whatever. So
Interesting.
it's a weird Constitution. I taught that class for many years at Hill, and it got harder to teach, frankly, because you see what's going on in Austin. It's like, well, this is good. No, that's not what's going on. We're all a bunch of bums, So you could keep the impartial, straight face. Well, Josh, I guess we got some work cut out for us afterwards. We'll try to get this in one piece, y'all. If you have any other things you need promoted after the brunch next week, just send me the stuff. She knows where to find me.
Okay.
All right. And
Sounds good.
I appreciate very much what y'all do. I know y'all you're going to have a very full 2 months. So God bless you. God give you strength. God give you energy. Help you wake up every morning with renewed commitment.
Amen. Thank you. I received that.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Yeah. And we'll see y'all next Thursday.
Okay.